Hello everyone, welcome back to the Product Marketing Festival in APAC. With product marketing experts from Singapore, Australia, China mainland, Hong Kong, Malaysia, India, and many other regions. We'll be covering all product marketing aspects from sales enablement, go-to-market strategy, to customer onboarding, positioning, and messaging. We got them all. You are guaranteed to walk away with tons of new ideas and strategies to take your product to the next level. I would also like to take this chance to say a big thank you to all festival speakers. We cannot make this without you. Also, thanks for the support from iClick Interactive. Their presentation, Discover the Secret to Adapting Data-Driven Marketing in China, is scheduled at day 1 afternoon, 3:30 Singapore time. I highly recommend it if you have not signed up for it yet. Last but not the least, if you would like to interact with our speakers and other attendees, please join our group page link at the end. We look forward to the Q&A session and your feedback over there. Relax and enjoy the festival.
iClick Interactive's marketing technology platform is fueled by data. Our data helps to drive, connect, and enable every step of all marketing activities conducted on our platform. When marketing to China, the key challenge lies in the lack of quality and deployable data to start with. And this is where we come in to help. Every brand has its own target segment, and there is no one-size-fits-all solution. With our proprietary keyword-based audience identification engine, a unique solution among online marketing technology platforms in China, we help brands to move from rigid, predefined audience categories to intuitively defining their own custom target segments. The intelligence comes with in-depth audience knowledge in a multi-dimensional manner, from demographics and geographies to psychographics, giving brands meaningful understanding of their target segments on what they do, what they like, and what they care about. Brands can then readily size up their total accessible market opportunity and decide if it's right or big enough for them. And we don't just take a snapshot of these segments. We're capable of monitoring their changes over time, helping brands to drive the marketing funnel down from potential audiences and brand followers to website visitors and owned users. Brands can also benchmark specific product portfolio followers with actual sales to identify areas for growth. Getting to know your competitors is just as important as knowing your customers. Our platform allows brands to learn about their own position in the market as well as that of their competitors, helping brands to adjust their overall brand strategy. While the intelligence is good for decision-making purpose, brands can actually activate the data right away on the same platform via our massive media network in China, delivering messages to their target segments via the right channel, on the right device, at the right time. We also help brands conduct online-offline conversion by mapping their audience hotspots in the Chinese cities to develop data-driven, location-based retail strategy, intelligently converting online traffic to offline leads and realize smart online-offline integration. Having an accurate grasp of data intelligence is a vital first step to any successful marketing initiatives. With our ever-growing data capabilities, we look forward to empowering brands on their China-targeted marketing initiatives.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the Product Marketing Alliance Festival in APAC. My name is Meredith. Today we'll be exploring the wonders and magic of influence, and not just any influence, but the influence that makes your way to immortality, that influence that actually makes impact. So, a little bit about myself. I am from Taiwan, and I've been working in China for the past 5.5 years, being the first-hand witness of how we change from having to pay cash to people to pay cash to annoying people within just such a short time frame, thanks to the widespread availability of internet and mobile phones for the Chinese people here. I'm also a project manager in manufacturing. Right now, my current employer is GizmoSpring.com, an industrial designer and also a manufacturer ourselves. Meanwhile, I'm also a Toastmaster Club member and a Startup Weekend enthusiast. So we'll begin our presentation today by asking you whether you are a professional product marketing manager or you are an aspiring product marketing manager out there watching this talk. The three fundamental questions: who do you represent? What are your focus? And what are your core beliefs as a PMM? Right now, you are probably thinking about standard textbook answers to those questions. The product marketing managers represents the client's voice inside the organization. You know what the clients wants and you know what sells. What are your focus? You should focus on how to market your product and how to make sure that your product reaches the target audience. Your core beliefs: you should be making the most profit for your product and, of course, for your organization. While those answers might be true, well, they are true actually in a way, but they are not the correct answers to making a permanent influence on your target audience, your clients, and of course, they do not make an impact on how your business stands. So, we're asking you today to think outside the box just for 1 minute. Drop all your professional knowledge and think. Ask yourself this question, 3 questions again. How would you answer these 3 questions if your goal is to make a permanent influence on people? To start answering this question, we must ironically ask another question. But this is a very fundamental question that a lot of people has been debating over a very long time. Should you focus on profits or people? These 2 factors are all very important. However, which is more important than which? So, to start answering this, if you ask a manufacturer or anyone that is behind the product or the service that you promote, whether it is industrial designer, engineers, or project managers that gets yelled for missing deadlines like me, what are your focus and what is your target for building this service and or building this product? However, our answers may vary. Personally, I think it can be summarized to just 3 words, which happen to also be my favorite business book of all time. It's called Built to Last. We focus on creating and building something that lasts, that can be used by people for a very long time. Like that Nokia cell phone you never get to destroy to switch a new phone when you're a teenager, and you're probably still using it right now. But come to think of it, just building something is not enough. Whether you're building a house, an app, or an electronic product, or just providing a service, even if you build something that actually passes all the tests that time has to provide, that's not enough. That is not satisfying, and that is no sense of achievement at all. Why? Because there's no meaning, there's no value to it. The Nokia cell phone wouldn't be what it is today without the people making memes of it, of how sturdy it is. The building wouldn't be anything else if people don't call it home. So the answer is obvious here. People are what gives the product values and meanings because people know them, people use it to improve their lives, and most importantly, people will tell more people about your product and your service. They spread. So as a PMM here, you should focus also on people. For that, you not only represent the people as your customer, you also represent the people, the entire supply chain behind this product that actually has the meaning given by the customer. So consider you are representing people from both sides of the product. It is obvious that this is the utmost important factor that you should focus, and also for that people who are actually the group that generates profits for you. Profits are just like the frosting on the cake. They come with the cake, but without the cake's main body, which is what your business stands for, and most part made of it is people. Without them, you will never have a pretty frosting without the nice shape of the body beneath. So right now you're probably starting to think, yes, we should start from being profit-centric to people-centric. However, when you start Googling marketing strategies, best marketing techniques to Google, well, this is something that you might see as a top 10 result. However, observing those results or techniques, what do they have in common is that they do not focus on people at all. Those are techniques that telling you how to generate profit or how to reach people, but they never really connect you, a product marketing manager, to people in the real way. It is all techniques like how to make the prettiest frosting on top of a cake, but never telling you how to make a cake in the first place. So right now, you're starting to think, okay, what are the best techniques? What is the easiest way of all to reach people, to reach the most people, as many as possible, and in the shortest time frame? The answer is this. It is influencer marketing. It is the people's business. Now again, I know the standard textbook answers coming to your mind right now is, oh, influencer marketing. You're talking about this is a form of social media marketing. It is using influencer giving endorsements or user experience and promoting on their social media as as a marketing channel for your product. Well, yeah, that is one way of saying it, but today we are redefining the term influencer marketing. For that, you should be the influence. And I'm not talking about you being an influence as in you should start taking selfies or record yourself using some products and start gathering fans on TikTok or Instagram and so on. I'm talking about something else, which you will find out in a minute. So we'll be starting to redefining the influence marketing using the example of China. As I mentioned, how China is rapidly changing the way the influencer marketing is and has pretty much the most widespread availability of internet and mobile phone here in the world. So this is a survey done by Forbes in 2018 and 2019. 98% of all active internet users are mobile users in China and with the range of 8 to 80 years old. What does that mean? It means that if you send your 8-year-old out to the traditional market and buys a vegetable from an 80-year-old grandma there, none of you will be carrying cash. You will be using WeChat Pay or Alipay, and you will be scanning a QR code the 80-year-old grandma offer you just to pay her. This is how widespread the internet is in China. And among them, 67% of those consumers said that they were under the influence when making a purchase. And then 65% of the all mobile internet users in China agrees that, well, the recommendations from influencers is more important to me than just offer me a product discount. Now, think of it as a slight hint here. The product discount is a business technique that we all know as a way to generate profit, and its main existence is to generate profit, nothing else. However, people are starting to feel like it's product discount. This is nothing to me. But if I have an influence from an influencer that I'm familiar of, and from an influencer that I adore, and that is more important, that provides more credibility for me and increase my likelihood to purchase the product. So here, it is an obvious example of why you should focusing on people instead of just the business techniques of how to generate profit. Okay. So from all those data, you're feeling like, oh yes, yeah, influencer marketing is the deal in China. However, note that the influencers can come from anywhere. They can come from any age group, whether they're a teenager, a baby. You see all those baby Instagram out there made by new moms. You can also be an 80-year-old or even 90-year-old. You can still be an influencer on Instagram. You can come from any background. You can even be technically any species. It can come from any species. You know, the famous dog or cat or birds or other people's pets that became just like so widespread, so well known by people and possibly having a lot of income themselves. That's how widespread the influencer can be, and this is how variety they can be. And they have the ability to reach the 90% of active mobile users in China, ranging from 8 to 80 years old. However, it is hard to regulate this massive range of people with this massive variety of backgrounds and age group. This is overall an environment lack of marketing ethic. And why does that matter? Because imagine it's very difficult to restrict your 15-year-old. Some of you might know that, or your very young child, it's very hard to restrict them from viewing their favorite influencers for 3 hours in the middle of the night when you thought that they were asleep. It is very difficult to regulate, and it's available to anyone, any background. And this is an environment lack of marketing ethic. Some of the people, some of the influencers promoting the products online on social media platforms like TikTok and Weibo and or doing the live broadcasts, they necessarily not have the idea or the professional backgrounds to really get to know what the products they are promoting or what the service that they are selling to their audience. And why this is an environment lack of marketing ethic? It is not that people don't care. It is not that people don't want to have marketing ethic here. It is because the people are not aware of this. People, they don't know. They don't have the concept of part of marketing ethic, and they don't know how to implement it. So, as a professional product marketing manager here, and of all the phenomena that we talked about in China for marketing, influencer marketing, we have observed all the phenomena, and yes, we acknowledge the question. So now, what can we do? What can we do is to redefine the term influencer marketing. And how to redefine it lies in this meme. Influencer influences another influencers. Influencers influence influencing, and I'll just keep it at that because this is starting to become a tongue twister. But yes, you get the point. You have to be the influence in the first place. The term that we are redefining, influencer marketing, is not using influencer to influence your product, but you to be the influence, to influence your influencer. And how do we do that? Firstly, you have to know your people. And to know your people, most of the professional product managers, product marketing managers might think of is, I have to choose the right audience. So in order to choose the right audience, you have to choose the right influencer according to the service and product's age group, and they have to share basically the same target audience as you, as similar as possible. Now, you should not choose an influencer just according merely to how many fans they have in their social media platform or how many selfies, how many likes they receive. You should really ask yourself, this is the product, this is the service that I'm promoting. Is this influencer within the appropriate age group to promote this? Like, you wouldn't want to ask a teenager or underage person to promote medical products or such as or food products like protein shakes or something similar like this that is probably not suitable when they possess risk to provide risky information or mistakes to their target audience. Now, this is probably the thing that most people know, but the next 2 points are far less well known or practiced by people here, is to actually get to know your influencer that you are working with. How many of the product marketing managers out there who actually get to know your influencer? How many of those PMMs out there knows that, oh yes, my influencer, the influencer that I work with, they share the same passion as our organization. They have genuine interest in our products, and they want to work with us because they share the same passion of making the positive influence to the world. And yeah, in order to do that, you have to view your influencer as a partner in success and not just merely a marketing channel. Viewing them as a marketing channel, again, is a profit-centric solution. But viewing them as a partner in success motivates them far more than just making profits. You have to let the influencer know that they too possess tremendous powers in impacting people's lives, and they have the ability to make people's life go to the better because you share the same passion and you are aiming to improve people's life and aiming for success, not just profit, not just making monies. Number 2, you have to know your stuff. So firstly, you have to acknowledge the fact that your influencer, recall that they're aging from 8 to 80 years old. Your influencer does not necessarily have the professional background of your product or service you intend to promote. Your influencer does not necessarily have a master in nutrition if you're promoting protein shakes or juice cleansing methods. And in order to make sure that they are familiar with the product or service that you are providing, you have to provide sufficient background knowledge to the product or service to your influencer, and most importantly, in ways that they understand. So they are able to convince their target audience in the way that your target audience understand. Number 3, and this is the most important one, is to know your methods. Educate your influencer the right way to promote your product. You are a professional product marketing manager, and your influencer does not necessarily have the marketing backgrounds. And this is your responsibility to educate them how to do the correct photo shots. Well, probably a lot of influencers are well versed on it already. How to do the copywriting, and most importantly, why marketing ethic is important, and why product marketing ethic matters. You have to educate your influencer the fundamental core of marketing, of why you're doing this, of why why you're doing this together. You are not generate profits, not just for generate profits, but to make people's life improve and give meanings and values to your product. Again, you have to view your influencer as a partner in success and not just merely a marketing channel. Focus on people and not profit here. So to summarize quickly, that's a lot of information that we talked about today. As a PMM, you should always focusing on people, not techniques, not profits. For people, they are your asset to spread and influence even more people that what your business or your product stands for. As a PMN, all you can do, if you are profit-centric, if you are a technique-focused, you can only make influence from you. However, if you are people-focused, you spread your influence on people. For people, especially if they are already an influencer, will spread the idea to even more people. This is a chain reaction that you cannot stop. And if utilized properly, it will be generating the most profit for you. And for you, you are the people. Like I said in the first beginning of our presentation, that you are the people that make sure that us as a manufacturer that our work paid off. You make sure that our product were given meaning and value because you connect the product to people. You're presenting the people from both sides of the product. You present the customer, you present the entire supply chain behind it. So be the positive influence today. You are the people who makes our dream a reality. You are the powerful and positive influence on people. And that's the powerful, the positive influence on people is what lasts in people's mind. And that's how that it always stays and always makes your product, your spirit, your business core immortality. So then at the end of the presentation, I want to ask you again, as a product marketing manager, what do you want to represent? What do you want to focus on? And what do you want to stand for as a PMM? Well, I hope this presentation today has made some influence on you. Thank you for listening, and I will be available on the Slack channel for the live Q&A session. I hope you enjoyed the talk today.